What up? What's good? What is good, people? It's your boy. Sorry. Yo, I gotta tell y'all, man. I'm gonna rank ZACK's movies. Gonna have a guest coming on, the homie Phil, gonna jump on here with me, and we're gonna talk about some ZACK's movies or whatever. I don't know anything that happened today. I'm just now getting the chance to look at Twitter. 10. Count these motherfuckers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cell phone towers in my area went down today. 10, bruh. Your boy been at work all day. Can't do nothing on the phone. Nothing. Can't check my account balances. Can't call my wife. Can't fucking look at social media. Couldn't see nothing all day long. Literally. And it just came back up. I was on my way home. I had stopped to grab something to eat real quick because I was in a hurry, trying to get back and do the show after the gym. And yeah, literally 10 towers. My wife, she said I had to call from my job. And here's the thing. My job has their networking and all their internet, their Wi-Fi and shit is all through AT&T. Same carrier. Their shit was fucked up too. So I was able to call my wife, and she told me she chatted with them, and they were like, oh man, we probably can't get this back up until tomorrow morning, right? It's back up now. I'm getting text messages finally. I would get them throughout the day. I got a couple from V, which matter of fact, V in the house. What's up? What up, bro? Yeah, hey, man, he got the vid, man. Hey, don't drop the sticks, bro. Bro, hey, man, the universe really said before 10? Joey, what's good, homie? 10 towers. What is going on here? Literally. And you know it, like it's fucked up because every cell phone carrier sort of piggybacks off each other's towers wherever they are. That's why T-Mobile, which I've heard, we tried to switch. They tried to play us for a loop. We were going to switch just recently to somewhere who got some better service, but bro, chill. Okay. Go ahead and pay my bill for me then, homie. You know what I'm saying? Pay it for me. Well, I put my little thing on a shirt. It's dope. It's got a couple imperfections in it, but I made the little thing that's had all the directed by Zack Snyder's, and she threw it on the shirt for me. So she's incredible. But anyway, yo, let's get this stuff started, man. Let's get this started. So pretty much all I got today is literally to rank Zack Snyder's movies. All right, waiting on a guest. Phil's supposed to be hopping in with me in just a second. So until then, let me get the music popping or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, man, bro. And I ain't one of them dudes. You know what? As a matter of fact, these cats sometimes get on my nerves. Cats that are like, yo, went on vacation, shut everything off, just, experience the family. I ain't never gonna do that. Ever. I go on vacation, I'm on my phone, bruh. I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna miss out on the family activities. Your boy can still I shut it down and touch some. Relax, okay? Relax. All right. It ain't that. Now, unless you're like one of those people who don't give their family any time of day, and then you go on vacation, so you have to then. That's then. But I spend time with my family. But there ain't no damn. There ain't no shut everything. Lord of the Rings, the 10. Yeah, bruh. Lord of the Pings, the 10 towers, homie. But yeah. So like, I use my phone a lot. As a matter of fact, I need to probably purchase myself another one of those extra chargers, man. You can buy, put in your pocket, charge and shit. Right. So what's good, y'all? What's good out there, man? Chilling, bro. Chilling. It's still hot here. It's been cooler the last couple of days because of rain and shit like that, but it's still pretty fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. I think something I didn't get to yesterday that I might could talk about here. Oh yeah, I like this little thread here. This is an interesting thread. I'll bring this up real quick. We talk about it for a second. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yep. Do that. Let's do that. Let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this. So bam. So I saw this thread the other day, right? DC is notorious for canceling their movies, right? I don't know if this dude's a hater on like Snyder stuff, but I just saw this and was like, so here's an insane thread of every canceled DC movie from the past 20 years. This is the big one. Strap in thread, right? All right, so let's go down. Obviously, we see the little Justice League movie and all that kind of stuff. In 2002, DC got J.J. Abrams to write a Superman movie called Superman Flyby. Both Henry Cavill and Brandon Routh auditioned. Real costumes were made. The film was canceled. You can see right here, if we can look at this picture of Brandon Routh in that suit, that shit looks weird, right? What is this? You know what I'm saying? What is that? And then Henry in the suit looks better, but still, what is all of this stuff on it? Like, I don't know what he's doing. And whose head does he have in his hand? Looks like he's about to give somebody old big old smoochy smooch, right? But yeah, so there's that, right? Instead, DC got Akiva Goldsman to write a Batman and Superman movie in 2003. It was also canceled. However, a logo for the film made its way into I Am Legend because Goldsman was a writer on that film as well. So we all remember this. I remember how dope that was to see that in I Am Legend. All right. After 2 failed attempts, DC made their first movie of the 2000s, a Catwoman movie. Yay! This was their first movie since 1995's Batman and Robin. We all remember this. She looked great in a suit, though. We can't even fuck around and lie about that. In 2005, DC rebooted Batman with Nolan's gritty take, which turned out to be a massive success, setting the stage for a new era which would face equally as tumultuous cancellations, right? So they look at Batman Begins in 2005, they're like, yo, one finally got made, right? They also rebooted Cal in 2006. Superman Returns got great reviews. A sequel was greenlit almost right away, but it got left behind and canceled in favor of Brandon Routh on why Superman Returns sequel never happened. Obviously, he gives his opinion. Look, when it comes to Superman Returns, I think the movie's decent. There's a lot of action set pieces that are dope. I always go back to that beginning scene where he saves that plane in the baseball stadium, and that's dope. Like, that's a absolutely incredible fucking scene. There are a couple more in the movie, but overall, it's sort of, they tried too much to be Christopher Reeves, man. And look, people really didn't come out to see this one either. The box office on this wasn't outstanding, right? So, it says it got great reviews though, so a sequel was greenlit. Got great reviews, didn't make much money, but it was greenlit. Sequel was greenlit just off reviews alone. Think about that. All right, a Justice League movie. DC hired George Miller, fire director, directed some goddamn great stuff. Bell Trade was good, homie. Appreciate you stopping through the show. Let me go back to this. I forgot to put it back up. So, a Justice League movie. By the way, Anthony Beltray, I'm looking at this thread of all these DC movies that got canceled, man. So, DC hired George Miller, fire director Mad Max and all that kind of shit, and got as far as casting every single role and designing all the costumes and sets. All the actors flew to Australia to start filming and put on their costumes. So, everybody remembers this very low quality costume. You got Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Superman, and of course, Batman. That was going to be George Miller's Justice League. And here's a picture, a very high quality picture of the Wonder Woman. She looks very good in this costume. I like the costume a lot. And then obviously right here was some concept art that they had for it. They called it 7 Friends because they didn't want to let anybody know what they were doing. So there was that. So that got canceled. Says the entire thing got scrapped due to 2008 writer strike and DC getting cold feet. So this is by far the most baffling movie on the list because it was so ambitious and so close to being made. Well, let's listen. Let's listen to Armie Hammer talk about this real quick.
I mean, it was 100% functional because we had 300.
Come on, don't do this to me. I'm just trying to play the damn video, bro. Why they got to do that to me? Let's see if I do this.
You were going to be Batman in George Miller's Justice League. Yeah. How long were you working on it before they pulled the plug? Did you ever put a suit on?
Oh, yeah. No, Weta built us a whole functioning suit that had hydraulics and worked and had microphones all through the suit so I could hear everything happening around me. It was 100% functional because we had $300 million to do it. Kind of like the budget we had on this movie. but yeah, it was amazing. And we were down in Australia for, like a month, 2 months doing, we're doing like shoots, doing like rehearsals in the suits, all the characters in their suits. And then we got a call one day from the producers and they go, we need everybody to come in and bring all of your material, bring your scripts, bring your notes, bring everything. And we were like, Okay. And we show up and they had big bins and they go, put it all
What
in
up, bro? What up,
I
Kevin?
was like, yeah, sure. And I quickly snuck a CD out of my computer and put it in my back pocket, turned it all in, and I managed to like basically steal a script. But other than that, I had nothing to show for it. I'm sure there's pictures floating around out there somewhere of all of us in our costumes. But yeah, it just you know.
So obviously you could tell how old that video is because Kevin is still. This is pre when he had his heart attack and lost a lot of weight and stuff right there. So that's insane, bro. They were close. We almost got that movie, right? Who knows if it would have been good or not? I have my opinions on those costumes. I mean,
You were going to be Batman and George.
Hey, what movie is this that they're... Wait. What are they doing? Oh, sorry to... Okay, all right. In 2009, Leonardo DiCaprio pitched an Aquaman movie to Warner Brothers, who was accepting pitches on the character. DiCaprio would executive produce, but the film never made it further. Okay. Was he trying to play Aquaman, bro? Yo, that would be insane. Next was a planned Shazam film in 2006, 2007. The script by John August was imagined as 1988's Big, but with superpowers, right? Director was Peter Siegel. It never got made in that form, but it did manage to cast The Rock as Shazam. So that's who they cast as Shazam originally. Yo, hey, man, that would be a dope thing to see. It actually would be pretty dope to see that. It actually would. Oh, shit, hopping in the show real quick. Been a while, been a minute. What's good, Phil? I can't hear you, man.
What the fuck? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You were talking
I was talking a little low. Anyway, sorry I'm late, Chief. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good, man. How about yourself, man? Doing all right?
Just another day. Just
I
another
heard that.
Another day.
Landon, what's good, man? Appreciate you stopping through, homie.
Hey,
I found this thread the other day, and I've been meaning to bring it up here. It's like
was it on Threads or was it on X?
It was on X. It's all of the DC movies that got canceled over the past 20 years, and I've just been watch this video, which is mad old. It was talking about the Justice League Mortal.
Yeah.
Oh
man. Yeah.
Remember he was Batman?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever let him play a role in his entire life again after.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
But let's see. I'm gonna keep going through this. Oh yes, this is the one I just hit. It said next was a planned Shazam film. The script by John August was imagined as a big, 1980 big with superpowers, and they did have The Rock as Shazam until The Rock talked to fans at San Diego Comic-Con and decided he would prefer to play Black Adam instead. And so his 15-year journey towards Black Adam began, and then we all know how that ended up. Goyer's wrote a ton of fucking DC movies, bro.
Goyer's written a ton of unproduced DC films.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
DC then had 2 attempts with The Flash. First in 2005 with David Goyer writing a Wally West movie. Then in 2007 with Guggenheim and Berlanti writing a Barry Allen movie. The latter would have been tied to 2011's Green Lantern. Neither got made. Neither made it. Then in 2008, DC tried to make a movie called Green Arrow Escape.
Supermax. Yep.
With a script by David Goyer and Justin Marks. Oliver Queen would have escaped the prison while fighting rogues, including Ice Cold Joker, Lex Luthor. All right, never happened, obviously.
Oh, and that would have been a fucking badass movie, dude.
Yeah, it would have. And then
God.
This is the probably one of the greatest credit scenes I've ever seen in my entire life.
100%.
Mark Strong was a fire Sinestro. 100%. You can say what you want about the movie, but he was incredible. And when I saw this in the credits, I was like, whoa. Like, what do we got in store for us? Apparently nothing, because that shit never went in.
When I saw that post-credit sequence, my first immediate thought was Sinestro Corps War. That's the sequel right there. Is Green Lantern Corps, Sinestro Corps War. That to me is the exact route you would naturally go down. But fuck that movie. Oh my God. They just fumbled that fucking movie so hard. Oh.
Yeah, man, and he wasted this dude's fucking performance.
They wasted him, and they wasted Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds would have made a fucking great Hal Jordan with better material.
Yes, he would have. He was perfectly, like when I saw Ryan Reynolds has been cast as Hal Jordan, I was like, wait a minute, that's fucking some great shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The only continued success came in the form of Chris Nolan's Batman. They talk about Batman stuff right here. Henry Cavill leaps in the Superman role. DC decided to reboot Superman. This is, we all know all of this. Let's see, there's some more kind of stuff in there. During this time, Zack Snyder was special requested by Justice League Animated Justice League JLA, one movie which he remained tight-lipped about, which he did because that's fucking. Which is that.
Yeah. Okay, so
go ahead.
This film, this is really like when you think about Man of Steel, that's really where the roots begin, right? And you'd have to imagine after that film. And him sitting down at the time with Warner Brothers, and they're like, well, what the fuck do we do next, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, of course, people around the table went, Brainiac, Metallo, right? This guy goes, what about Batman? And then from then on, Warner Brothers was like, oh, fuck, we can do that? We can make a universe with them? We just had a Batman trilogy, but fuck it, yeah, why not have him fight Superman? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then everything just went into motion.
Yeah. Everything broadly proven, yeah. But here's a good one. He also postured about the DC MCU rival broadly, preempted the mistakes that's exactly it. Here we go. Let's take a listen, because that's literally for real. Like what
100%. This bit right here. That's exactly what this is.
Hold up.
Here's the thing: the Justice League is a top-down affair, in my opinion. You know, you've got to. There's two things you got to do. One, you've got to get Superman's house in order.
Yep.
And two, you have to look at the rest of the DC universe. You know, I personally don't. I think, you know, the studio may feel that way a little bit because of business people, and I get that. You know, they're like, oh, well, they have a movie with a ton of superheroes. Where's our movie with a ton of superheroes? You know, they have Iron Man. Where's our guy in the middle suit? Whatever. They actually haven't said that to me, but I can imagine though those conversations. I mean, that's not outrageous. I don't think that I would not blame them for that, because I'd probably be saying the same thing if I were in their position. But I don't feel like I'm in competition with the Marvel movies, only because I think the way and Chris and I talked about it a lot, and I think Warner Brothers really needs to, you know, stay with what we do. Like we, you know, after the Dark Knight trilogy, and now this sort of restart of Superman, you know, we have a tone that we're kind of into.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked big time.
It worked. Oh my God, did it work? It worked for Christopher Nolan, and it was working for Zack Snyder until the studio thought it wasn't. And that just fucking
It's you know, that honestly, that particular piece of this entire story that started probably in 2013 with Man of Steel and continues to this day, when you know people still like want to hashtag stuff and things of that nature, like that entire story, which hasn't ended yet, that little video right there is such a huge sort of milestone as we move. Like if somebody in 30 years was to go back and like, what happened here? When they if they go back and try to retrace that little video from Zack Snyder, that's only a minute something long, perfectly sums up.
Oh, that whole interview is probably on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But that piece sums up so much about what took place and why we are where we are right now, and why, you know, and then this is obviously this is, you know.
That video is actually from Andy Bebacht, who we've talked to on the vodka stream numerous times with.
This video?
Yeah, the one that where the person shouting "World's Finest," that's Andy.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. I
want you.
This is
to remember, Clark, in all the years to come, in all your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Whoa! What? What? What?
I'll never forget. I was at matter of fact, I was still in the military, and I was at V's house, and we were sitting, and obviously we didn't go to Comic-Con, we can't go to Comic-Con, but like once that video was able to circulate, I remember standing up as I watched it, like, what the fuck? And that's that little piece, that little video is probably one of the I'll never forget that shit.
When it comes to announcements, there's no topping that.
No, ever. At a Comic-Con, ever. Yeah.
At a Comic-Con, number one, because number one, it was at Comic-Con. Number two, because it was iconic in the fact that you had the Superman logo slowly come in, so everyone, okay, yeah, it's another Superman movie, but then you see the fucking Bat logo, and it's like, oh, they're doing it. They're embracing it. They're saying, yeah, we did the Dark Knight, but we're gonna do Batman again, but this time he's gonna fight Superman. It was for the first time in their catalog, in their history on film, that the two characters were finally gonna meet, and literally everyone could not stop fucking talking about that movie from that point forward.
For 4 years. Well,
right.
They haven't stopped talking about it. Let's be clear. They still mostly, well, people who like us who love the movie, we talk about it, but it's mostly talked about. I'd like to say it's talked about more by people who claim they don't like it than it is people who actually fucking, like us who like it.
The fact that film still remains in the topic of conversation to this day, even after its release, puts it in the same fucking category as The Godfather, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
You name it. Name any other great film that is still talked about to this day.
Yeah, you're 1000% correct, man. And I'm sure you've seen other interviews where Zach says, like, I like to make movies that start conversations. He succeeded because this, besides being an absolutely fantastic fucking movie, it does spark conversation. Let's see. Yeah, this is a bunch more of the stuff that we're real familiar with. The interesting stuff was the Justice League shit, and once you get way back here, you see this picture, bruh.
Just look at all of that, right? Like,
we ain't got to that one. This is the one.
Batgirl. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. But this is these two pictures from that J.J. Abrams movie,
Superman Flyby. Yeah. Where they were gonna make Lex Luthor like an agent or an alien or something. I don't remember. There was something fucking ridiculous that was going to be happening with his character.
I don't know if I like this little piece. I don't know what's up with the collarbones. Henry looks a little bit better in it, but it's still, the suit's weird. I don't know who he's about to kiss right there because that's what it looks like.
It's from 2004. Holy shit. That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane, bro. That is fucking insane, man.
Wow.
So how you been, man? Doing all right?
Surviving. Just trying to survive, man. Just it's been hot in California, but I guess it might rain tomorrow. I don't know.
It's been a little bit cooler here, but it's been storming like a bitch. I started the show with I don't really know what took place today. There were 10 cell phone towers in my area went down this morning. 10. And wow. I just got cell phone service back at like 5:15. Like when I text you, I would have had to send it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have service. I worked. I couldn't see anything that was happening on social media all day long. Yeah. Because it didn't work. I had to
total blackout.
Yeah. And it was just AT&T, which fucking we tried to switch recently, but we run into some snags. But yeah, AT&T, man.
Wild.
Yeah, it is. So yo, man, let's rank these movies. So I had decided with all the Rebel Moon hype going on, and I'm sure this movie has no choice but to make its way onto this list after the movie comes out because it's a Zack Snyder movie. So it's going to be ranked. Decided to rank Zack Snyder's movies, man, 1 through as far as it's concerned. There's 10 if you count Snow, Steam, Iron. And so I was going to rank them just for fun. Throw them into an order or whatever, and it changes every time. And literally, I'll tell you what, me and Ohio Dave on Amateur Hour just did we ranked our top 10 comic book films a couple weeks ago, and my shit's there's a bunch of Zack Snyder films on there because I'm a fan and I love his work, and he makes comic book movies. So, but there's already been a change as far as like when I made this. Like I was like, oh wait a minute, my number one is different than last time. It's crazy. That's the beauty of these lists, is that it changes a lot as you. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how you feel. If you know what I mean. Drogo's in the house. What up, Drogo? What's good? He said people in Twitter still talk about it, which is fun. BBS is talk. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you claim that you don't like BBS and you're still talking about it today, you like BVS. There's no.
You at the very least like to talk about it.
Yeah. Did y'all hear about the Green Lantern comedy movie that was written? But it was like, I never heard of that one. Did you? Green Lantern.
Like it kind of rings a bell, but I'd have to look into it. I mean, it sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, what he said, the original script for Green Lantern is out there and it's great. Unfortunately, Warner Brothers messed. They do.
I've read it. It's actually really good. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
I'm not lying. I've read it. It's pretty good. I read it in like
about the Black
2016. Yeah, I read it in like February of 2016.
Oh shit! So right before BVS came out.
Right. Literally right before Batman vs Superman came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that the last time I watched BVS, which was, that scene, you know what? That scene does look like there's no CGI in it. It literally, like it does, even though you know damn well that it is. That's how, the same way the Kryptonian suits that Zod wears in Man of Steel still look like this, some practical shit. But hey, man, let's hold on, let me get this up here. And yo, man, let's start. I'm gonna start at 10. We'll work our way down.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm gonna go with 10 right here. Number 10 for me. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get this. I had got some damn let's see if I can fold that thing. Yeah. So at 10 for me, obviously it's a 5-minute movie, bro. Like it's matter of fact, real quick, I did want to say before we do these, we love all these movies. All of these movies are they're good movies. Like it's the way I ranked them was like, when did the last one I watched, and like how long it's been since this one and that one, and like because I can literally put any of his shit in on any day and just watch it.
Same.
Yeah. So for 10 for me, it's Snow Steam Iron. 5-minute movie. It's the most creative thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life on screen, just because he filmed that shit with an iPhone, and it's got like, if you could follow the story of what's happening there, the visuals are great. He did all of that shit with zero visual effects and all of that stuff, and he filmed it on a fucking cell phone, which is, that's what I got, man. What you got? Number 10.
I completely forgot about that one, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
That's fine.
Yeah,
fine.
It's a short film, and I completely forget. That's it's
easy to forget that's a film in his library. You know what I'm saying? Just because of
it's a short film, and they usually don't wind up on a lot of the listings unless you go to the Wikipedia page,
or unless you just really follow Zack's Vero, like
right.
Yeah, that's when you're gonna hold on.
Because I did my ranking on Letterboxd.
Oh, okay. I think I ranked his before on there, and I probably need to update. Dude, I'm telling you, it changes. It just changes. So I'll let you go. What you got, man, for number 9, man?
Number 9 is Legends of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Oh, nice, bro. Okay, I got you.
I largely ranked them the same way you did, because I more or less did it in whichever fashion I've watched them recently.
Yeah.
So that should be kind of an indication of where this list is going if people kind of pay attention. But it's good. It's a good animated movie, but it's often overlooked in his filmography.
Yo, it's when I watched it, because when I was going through to put together that little collage of directed by Zack Snyder, like clipping it, the animation in this is better than half the shit. I'll tell you what, right now, the Spider-Verse movies and Ninja Turtles, the new Ninja Turtles movie, those animations are great. Like that's the only thing. Legend of the Guardians, the last time I saw, which was last week, the animation holds up so well that it still looks fucking amazing. It looks better than half the shit you might catch out there today. So I'll give let's see what was mine. Oh yeah, who's mine?
I think as a Christmas gift to myself this year before Rebel Moon, I'll probably do a Zack Snyder filmography rewatch in order of release too. Yeah,
I got you. So my number 9. Only because this is literally, I haven't seen it, and so I wish they would release this shit on physical media and shit. But it's Army of the Dead, man. Fire movie. Looking forward to what he got coming. Obviously, and I love Army of the Dead. Like I said, all these movies are they're up there. But I haven't seen Army in a little bit, but still dope ass fucking movie, man.
I rewatched that recently.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I actually quite enjoy that one a lot because it's just so. I mean, there's it's different. It's also very Zack Snyder in that you see bits and pieces of his older stuff littered throughout. It's also its own thing. You see just I don't know. I really do like Army of the Dead. I think visually it's very, very, very pristine and very tight with what it accomplished. The Dream Lens, I think, is used in all the right ways.
Yes.
And I honestly think, how he was able to insert Tig Notaro in that after that whole ordeal with the Isla, that just, again, is an accomplishment to him as a filmmaker because he made that reshoot look seamless with all the fact that they were practically acting through CGI.
Oh yeah, because she was in her office or something, right? Yep. Yeah. She was at home when she did that. Kevin, it did. Like that movie, I don't know how much the box office Al-Ghul made, but it did get a 3D IMAX release.
It's the only one that Warner's lost money on, as far as Zack Snyder's films go. Okay. Because Greg Silverman said that in a tweet. They lost a little bit on Sucker Punch, and then they also lost some on Guardians. But as far as everything else, made money. Profitable. Right. Very profitable. Words from Greg Silverman.
Yeah. All right, so let's hold on.
So that was your number 9. We're on number 8 now.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to get my stuff. My number 8 is the film that you just mentioned as your number 9, Legends of the Guardians.
Okay.
Al-Ghul. Yeah, like I just said, dope ass animated movie. I like it. I like how violent it is. It doesn't shy away from like, them things. It's got the talons that they wear and shit. It's a good movie, man. It's a good movie. It's entertaining. And I think I'm gonna let my grandson watch it like in a couple weeks when he comes back over and shit, man. I'm gonna you want to check. I'm sure he's 5, but he'll be able to understand it. I know that for sure. So, man, what you got at number 8, bro?
Number 8, we just mentioned it a little bit ago, and that is Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch.
Oh, nice. Hold
on. To me, Sucker Punch is the most live action anime film not made by anyone Japanese.
Yeah, I got you.
Straight up. Like, and you know what? People can fucking bitch and moan about the ending all they want, about, the twist of it all being in her head. It's just like, oh no, that's if that's your biggest issue. All right. I mean, I can kind of understand, because one of my biggest issues with The Flash is the fact they turned George Clooney into a gag, but apples, oranges. That's neither here nor there. No, seriously, like this movie is visually very evocative of a lot of it feels very anime inspired to me, and I quite like it a lot. I like a lot of the themes that they play with, and I like that I also like how misconstrued this film gets online, because people just do not fucking understand it at all.
They don't, and I remember it came out my second deployment, and I had the first time I saw it, again, like a lot of movies, it was like a bootleg copy of it or whatever. It was pretty clean, though. I remember it being pretty clean, and no, it was dope. I got it from the gist of just watching it the first time, and I've seen it a bunch of times since then. Look, man, there's gonna be some haters for this movie, and it's funny that the reasons people give, the reasons people hate on this movie, you can find every single actress from this film, and they will tell. There's an interview that I played a month or 2 ago of Jenna Malone and fucking the actress who plays Baby Doll, who are literally like, nah, this is, remember, the interview I'm talking about where the dude tries to act and they come out, no, we didn't feel like we were being whatever they want to say about like showing the women in this manner. They loved it. They felt empowered. They loved making this movie, and they love what it represents and stands for. So everybody else can fucking kick rocks. It's literally people just being super fucking haters, man. I think the movies, the visuals, jeez, man, dude, that train scene, bro, come on, it still looks like shit got made yesterday. Like, right. You know what I mean? So now, Sucker Punch,
hot off the press.
Yeah, Sucker Punch is fucking dope. I love and I'll always remember the the beginning of it when the Sucker Punch on the window in the rain as he takes her to the mental asylum or whatever. Good movie, man. Far ahead of its time. People didn't know. People still don't understand it, as you just mentioned. But Sucker Punch is fucking dope, man. Like that's a fucking good movie, and I love the aesthetic of it. I love every single like set piece that's in there. But that train scene, holy shit. That shit is dope, man. So let's see.
Yeah, you know, the movie I've seen that kind of comes close to this, but not quite, because it's almost grounded in reality a little bit more. Bullet Train.
Yeah, Bullet Train's good, man.
Bullet Train comes close, but you know, sucker. But again, when it comes to a visual eye, there's no getting past Zack Snyder. I'm sorry. Sorry, James Cameron.
Yeah.
He's probably the only one who comes close. To me, they are like neck and neck when it comes to just absolute perfect visuals that look realistic.
Like the attention to detail when it comes to their, when they, you know what I'm saying, when they take in the action scene and they take on the sort of, you know, I won't say the mission of doing it, whatever. That's there's one thing nobody can fucking ever question. Like, you can say what you want, you might not like what Zack does with his movie. You can't question how they look, though. There's no
100%.
Yeah, they look fucking. And my number 7 was Sucker Punch. So, what you got?
My number 7 is Dawn of the Dead, his remake,
the
very first film.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's I it's funny that I found this poster and I'm thinking it's a fan. A lot of these posters. This is dope. I've never seen this poster.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, it's got all the characters. You can see, you know, all the characters and stuff right there.
Now, I just love the atmosphere of this film. I love that it's just. Not only is it his first film, too. You see, you know, a very early Zack Snyder in his early days, and I think this is very raw and unchained in a way that Army of the Dead is in certain respects.
Yes.
But Army of the Dead kind of heightens it a little bit more. But this one, really, you're on the ground running literally with this story, and it's so close to Romero's. It's very good. It's a very, very good remake.
Yeah, it is.
And the fact that, you know, James Gunn had a hand in the script, and then it was rewritten by 2 other people that got an uncredited rewrite, which I feel like they should have gotten more credit given what was on screen. But, you know, I'm not part of the guilds who decide that.
I got you.
Either or, but, you know, hey, it's just, you know, this movie is really fucking good. It's a really fucking good remake, and I think a lot of people don't talk about it enough. And I'm very fortunate in the fact that I got to meet both directors of both versions of the film. I got to meet George Romero, and then I got to meet Zack Snyder. Like, I feel like a fucking 1 in a million people at the moment. I don't know. Yeah. There's probably a bunch of people at WB and Hollywood who probably know fucking both of them, but whatever.
That's dope. Look, man, Dawn of the Dead I saw it in theaters.
Ving Rhames!
Yeah, Ving
Rhames, man. How you don't get better than Ving Rhames?
Yes, yeah, dude. I saw it in theaters. That's not so. Normally, that's not. I don't fuck with the zombie movies. Don't mess that. I don't care about that much. But like psychological shit, I usually don't fuck with. So, but I went and saw this and I enjoyed it a lot. And I was like, yo, this movie was as soon as it comes out. And I remember, and this is, you know. I always talk about the only time I couldn't sleep when this came out on DVD. There's a special feature, and it's like it looks like a real newscast in the last hour before the news station gets overran by zombies, and it's like made like it actually happened. We watched the movie, right? It was a Sunday night. I'll never forget that shit. Me and my wife did, and then afterwards I watched that special feature. Fucking woke up like 7 times that night. Like, yo, what the fuck? And like it's that realistic of a thing. And I was like, I'm never gonna watch this. I've never seen a special feature again. But the movie I've seen a bunch of times.
The fact they followed through with the baby was stroke of genius. That was that was it right there. I'm not saying I don't care who came up with it. I'm saying the fact that was a collaborative decision and they were all like, yep, do it. It was just like, yep.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's what sold it on being a solid remake in its own right, if you ask me. And
it's so many things what's the actor who played he was in Man of Steel, he played the security guard in this one. Damn it, I can't remember his name. The actor, you know what I'm talking about? Oh. He worked with Lois in the Daily Planet in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I
played Lombard.
Yeah, Lombard. Yes, yeah. So he was in this. He had a great role. That little scene at the end where he hands old dude the 2 pistols while he's dragging him and he's shooting. The beginning of the movie, bro. Let me tell you, that shit is so dope. When that dude wakes up and he looks up the hall and sees that little girl and he's like, hey, you all right or whatever, and her face, dude. that entire thing.
Michael Kelly. That's who.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, Michael Kelly. That's it. Dawn of the Dead is to me, it's a perfect zombie movie. Like it's everything. And people, you know what? Still, people were mad because why are the zombies running? Because that makes it fucking better, dude. How? Let me ask you this. And of course, Romero did it with the walking ones, and he created the suspense and all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like in real life, if they just walking behind you, bro, you can probably bounce, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like the fact that he had the zombies running as a change of pace or whatever. The rooftop scene where they were shooting them, and he was like, "Yo, that's Jay Leto," and everything about the movie is great. And that's like you said, the baby. I didn't know if they were going to show it, and they showed it, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
He had to modernize it, and I feel like if you're going to modernize it, you kind of have to take it a little bit more seriously and think a little bit. If you know, if a widespread zombie invasion were to take place, you know, would they just fucking walk? No, not at all.
Not if they want your brains bad enough.
Exactly.
Understand?
Right.
Yeah. Joe put it like, yeah. So that's your seven. My six is Dawn of the Dead. So we're leading into it. So my 6 is Dawn of the Dead. So what you got for yours, man?
My number 6 is Zack Snyder's 300.
Oh man, hold on.
Now, if you want to talk about an absolute page to film perfect adaptation,
oh yeah,
300 is the film.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yep. He got real close with another movie that you're gonna find on my list when it comes to what you just said.
Very true. Yeah. We'll get there soon. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. But you're right. Yeah. No, this film, Gerard Butler. Oh, damn it, Cersei from Game of Thrones. What? Lena Headey. Oh man, this film just has an absolute power cast. Yeah, and just fuck me, like this cast is just magnificent in this movie. Mm-hmm. The visuals, everything about this. Okay, this was everyone going, okay, what other comic book movie can fucking Zack Snyder make?
Yes.
This was the film that people started asking, oh shit, I want to see him do fucking Batman. I want to see him do Superman. I want to see him do fucking, anyone. Because if he can do 300 and make it look that fucking perfect, game over. Yeah.
Now, and it's funny because, and it's only on the fucking, I can never, there's a video, right? And it's a special feature. It's a video that Zach and a couple of dudes made because they pitched this shit to Warner Brothers. They said no.
Right.
They said, no, there's no way. Oh, well, if you do it like this, and he's like, no, this isn't Gladiator. This is different, right? And so they had to make this little low budget, like 5-minute video to convince Warner Brothers. Yep. And it's dope. It's a dope ass video to convince them to let him do this.
It's more or less test footage.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Basically what it was. It's basically akin to how Ryan Reynolds did the Deadpool test footage and got Fox to finally say yes.
Yes to Deadpool, yeah.
Right.
300 is it's a masterpiece. It's from start to finish. It looks like a comic book. It feels like the book. The dialogue is great. There was a perfect casting when it comes to Leonidas and the visual. Again, like it's like he knew the best way to take certain scenes and turn them into like action. Those scenes when they're battling and it like would zoom real close and you'd see him pick up the spear and zoom far out. He throws the spear. All of that shit is just literally interpreting what he saw in these pages. And the book, if you have it, it's like this fucking. Like this long. It's like he interpreted those pages the best way that they could have been interpreted. I'm talking about the stuff that's like not exactly telling you exactly what's happening, but he did it. And when you see that scene in the book, he's holding up the shield with the rain hitting, and he's the only one holding his resolve. Like Leonidas is the only one of us who can hold his resolve or whatever the line is. That's just it's dope. It's dope.
Dope.
Yeah. The 300 is fucking, and it's incredible, man. So, my 6 I told you was Dawn of the Dead. So, all right, at number 5, let me because I like this a lot. At number 5, man, coming in with for me, Zack Snyder's Justice League, man, comes in at number 5 for me. I don't know what to say other than the movie was a fucking. masterpiece, and considering what we got in 2017, even makes this a greater sort of I don't know. It just makes the movie greater. Like, it's already dope, but it just makes it greater just when you consider and try to remember what we saw in 2017, and then you say, yeah, this is you know what I'm saying? This is dope.
I'm not ready to talk about this.
Okay, I got you.
I will echo everything you just said, but I'll just say I'm not quite ready to talk about that. I got you. My number 5 is actually Army of the Dead.
Okay. Army of the Dead. All right.
Army of the Dead. Yeah, that one. Again, like, if you look at Dawn of the Dead, where he started, and then to the point where, you know, since Army of the Dead is his most recent film outside of Rebel Moon coming out in December, like, then now, like, it's a perfect, almost full circle type deal, no pun intended. Where he started with a zombie movie. His latest one is a zombie movie, but the fact that this one is a little more heightened and a little more fantastical, I find that actually very, very riveting, and I think that's something that I think the zombie genre kind of needed. And also, you know, just the whole general plot of, oh, hey, we're gonna nuke this part of Las Vegas because it's infected with zombies, and there's like 2 million, there's like, you know, millions of dollars underneath this casino just waiting to be blown to shit. If you can get in and out, you get a cut of it. Oh, okay, sure, why not? It's death, millions of dollars. It's a fucking great gamble, right? And there's really nice themes that are evocative of that in this film too. And I like that this film was more or less a Suicide Squad filmy. Right? Because almost every single person dies in this movie.
And they all have a little bit of backstory. Like, that was going in. They all have a little something back there. No, like I said earlier, man, Army Dead is dope. The premise is fire, and you talking about the full circle thing. The zombie movie genre needed Dawn of the Dead when it came out, and it needed Army of the Dead when Army came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it advanced it, like, especially with Army, with all the fucking Easter egg, the shit that happens in the last 30 minutes of this movie, and you're like, yo, what was those rope? All of that stuff, it just makes you be like, yo,
the fucking aliens in the beginning, the jet off too. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yes, it is.
And also, this movie just had one of the sickest trailers ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I watched that one.
Not to mention, you get to see some zombie titties in the intro. When the intro starts, listening to the nice sounds of Viva Las Vegas, you get to see some zombie titties, and you get to see a bunch of killing and all of that shit. Soccer mom and all that. It's man. Like I said, man.
I was also fortunate enough to see this one in the theater too, a week before it debuted on Netflix.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I remember. Yeah, we both did. Right, and it was just because it was like right after the Suicide Squad, I think. Or no, it was before. It was before the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. It was before.
Because it was in.
It was. I saw
May?
this. I actually,
It was in May, right?
It was May. It came out in May. Yeah. Viva La. Dude, that shit hits.
Right.
Let me tell you something about his intros in these movies. Okay, like already, I've spoken enough about the love for the one that's coming up. That shit is just incredible. What up, homegirl? What's good, man? Back in the house. Chilling, breaking down some ZACK stuff. So that's 5, man. What's your number 4, bro?
That would be Watchmen.
Hey, there you go, man. Yo, this
Zack
is
Snyder. Now, how many different director's cuts of this film are there? Like a couple. There's the theatrical cut, and then there's the cut that doesn't have the Black Freighter stuff in it, and then there's the hold up, what's it called? It's the Ultimate Cut has everything in it. It's like a full, like, you know, the whole like reading a book basically. Right. Now the Ultimate Cut is pretty much the book, minus the squid.
Yep, that's
literally
it.
That's the only difference is how he changed the ending. But still, like, this film. Not if you watch this film also in wake of The Dark Knight, it just even more solidified that superhero movies don't have to be fucking happy, quippy, jokey, goofy. No, they can be serious. You can take this shit seriously. You can have a serious conversation about the ramifications that vigilantes and superhero acts have on the real world. And that's exactly what Watchmen was, and that's exactly what this movie did. And it is in 300 in many ways. very much a fucking pitch perfect page to screen adaptation.
Yeah. I'll save my thoughts.
Okay. All right. I see you.
And for me, we've already talked about it, but number 4 for me was 300.
Okay.
Just because when the first time I saw it, it hits on a certain level. And like I said, man, this stuff, it changes. Because I think last time when me and Dave did our list a couple weeks ago, 300 wasn't like, as far as comic book movies, period, and a lot of them were ZACK's. It was, it wasn't even in the top 5. But yeah, it's 300. I've already talked about it, but 300 is fucking, I love 300. It's a fucking dope ass movie, man. All right. So I'm going to hit my number 3.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I think. Well, I'm not gonna say. I'm sure this is real high for me. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I don't know if there's much I could say about it besides the fact that.
When can we not talk about this movie?
Yeah.
You
BVS hits on so many levels. We could start with the Today is a Day for Truth trailer that came out 2 years before the fucking movie did. We could talk about or was it a year? It's about a year.
It was a year.
Or we could talk about the tone of the movie and like Zach saying, you know what, this the exact thing we just watched in that little interview with him is like, yo, we can't do what they're doing. We got to do our own fucking thing. Mm-hmm. This movie, the visuals, the dialogue between them, the fact that he took Batman and was like, yo, you've been fighting crime for 20 years. He has PTSD. He's put all these issues out in front right there when it came to Batman, and putting Superman in, if he really existed today, like that's the stuff he would deal with. Everybody's not going to love Superman. I could find 10 heroes in this world that I've seen in the past year do something tremendous. There's people still hate him. So Superman, if he existed, would not be loved by everyone, no matter how many good deeds he did. And I think this movie captures that perfectly. The dark nature of it is real, because if superheroes existed, you think everything would be jolly? You think
no,
because when they get into a fight, we probably lose the city like we did in Man of Steel, right? All of this stuff is real world shit, and it's the introduction to my favorite live action Batman of all time. Henry is close up there as my favorite fucking Superman, like live action, and I don't know, man. I don't know. This thing, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And then when the Ultimate Edition came out, I haven't seen it. I saw the theatrical cut probably seven times in theaters, and then once the Ultimate Edition came out, I haven't seen the theatrical cut since then.
You know, it just dawned on me that the 3 times I saw the movie in theaters, I saw the theatrical cut, and then I got to full circle. I saw the Ultimate cut for the first time in a theater,
on the big screen.
The big screen. Like that was the first time I had seen it, and I gotta be honest with you. This one's my number 2, but you know, I'll go ahead and we'll circle.
Go ahead. Yeah.
But even still, like, this film is just absolutely fucking incredible. Like, I co-sign everything you said. Like, there's nothing bad I have to say about this film. This is absolutely, without question, outside of my number 1, this is without a shadow of a doubt one of the best comic book films ever made. It gave me my favorite Superman fighting arguably my favorite version of Batman, introduced the fucking best Wonder Woman we've ever seen in live action. But then again, that bar is only up to Linda Carter, right? Not to say that she's bad or anything, but seriously, like he made Wonder Woman feel fucking real. She was an Amazon warrior, but she still kept her cool. She was kind. It was just great. And then he gives me, this is the piece de la resistance for this movie for me. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Yeah. This is the one character that gets so much shit by nerds everywhere in the real world. I'm sure I'm not alone, but I feel so
He's great.
just I will defend that characterization and portrayal every fucking time, because number 1, his Lex Luthor was evil as fuck. Number 2, his Lex Luthor won. Number 3, he didn't give 2 fucks about what happened to anyone in that film. Yep. It was perfect. His version of Lex Luthor is absolutely how he would operate in a modernized society. 100%. Especially if he's like a Mark Zuckerberg-ish or, you know, Elon Musk type. It's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
he's absolutely one of those trolls in the real world.
Yeah, no, that's no, you're precise. It's if someone were to ask me, well, there's say, yo, what's a I'm trying to think a superhero movie that's sort of, because this isn't based off a book like 300 or Watchmen or anything like that. Like it's literally Zach's telling of these. If someone has asked me a superhero movie that, besides being realistic, that sort of just hits these points that other superhero movies don't try to hit. Just like that scene with Superman coming down at the Capitol building.
Right.
You wouldn't see that anywhere else, especially not with the crowd split. You had the one side of the crowd that was like, oh my God, he's here. And the other one that was like, fuck aliens and all of this kind of shit. Like, I don't know anybody else who would have done that in a sort of Superman movie. You know what I'm saying? They always want to perceive Superman to just get all the cheers and everybody, you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a love thing for him.
Now, since we're talking about Superman, we can go back to number 3, because my number 3 is Man of Steel, because I really do want to talk about Batman. But the point is, to get to Batman to be Superman, you had to have Man of Steel. Man of Steel for me is my number 3, and Man of Steel is like without a shadow of a doubt. And that's the thing, like his 3 films, this trilogy. Yeah, I can either watch it in order, I can watch it in the order that I love them equally, and I can just I love all 3 of these movies predominantly equally, so that's why I have them where they are. Okay. But even still, like on any given day, I could change the order in which they are for very, very different reasons. But truthfully, like Man of Steel is the groundwork for which Batman v Superman exists, because everything predicates. The narrative of Batman v Superman predicates on everything from Man of Steel. Man of Steel in its own right was the absolute perfect reintroduction of Superman. It was a modernized recreation of his character, and it was absolutely everything he needed. And fucking baffles me that Superman nerds, after Superman Returns, went, man, that movie needed more action. This movie gives Superman more action, and then people, and the same fucking nerds went, man, why the fuck was there so much destruction? It's just like,
first of all, two Kryptonians fight. I don't give a damn if they fight inside of a wall. That shit is getting put to the ground. There's 100%. there's no establishment staying afloat when 2 Kryptonians are fighting, especially when number 1 of them is this first day on the job, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, the other one is hell bent on destroying that planet. Everything gets destroyed. So like the destruction in Man of Steel, which is my number 2, I'll go ahead and tell y'all right now. Is
okay. See, there we go.
Absolutely fucking is absolutely insane to hear people talk shit about the destruction. I'm like, what did you want to happen? Because I guarantee you,
what did you want to happen? What were they expecting to happen? Like, seriously, did you expect him to like fly him to the Fortress of Solitude, break his hand, and throw him down a fucking crevice? No, because that shit is ridiculous.
Yes,
oh, crap. Do I sound like James Gunn on Facebook right now?
No, but seriously, if
and that's another thing about that fight. That fight is super, super like Goku versus anyone in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, dude,
it's straight up inspired by that. It's
the Zod grabbing him by the cape and spinning him around and throwing him through like 7 fucking skyscrapers, dude.
Or when they exchange blows and there's a burst of wind that comes out. Oh fuck, dude, it's so great.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If they would have fought, 2 Kryptonians would have fought and there was minimal damage and they didn't have, people would be like, man, that wasn't even realistic, man. If he would have fought, you're not going to, when it comes to Zack Snyder, you're not going to win with a lot of people because people want to hate it so much. So, the Man of Steel, the number 2, and like I said, it always changes for me because Zack's movies, man, they just hit, man.
And again, like the visuals in this film, again, the same way that, oh man, which film were we talking about that just looks absolutely superb and real? Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, all of his films, but Guardians of the Galaxy specifically.
Yeah.
Fucking Zod's armor looks real, but it's not.
I didn't know it wasn't real until I got when it came out on Blu-ray, and I look at the special features. I said, wait a minute, that shit's not real. And it's fucking because it looks just as good as Feora's, and Feora's is real. She wears like a real practical suit.
Exactly, yeah. Oh yeah. One thing I also love about the behind the scenes of this movie, just a cool little thing, is Zack Snyder fucking skated through the fucking spaceship. That was like fucking rad.
Yeah. Also, another little piece that's special features is when they show them creating the score, and they have all these drummers like Pharrell and Junkie XL and all of these professional drummers making that that comes with the man. That's dope. Like there's a special feature that has, you see all of them in this room in a circle, and they're recording just fucking. Oh man, it's incredible, man. Score's dope. The visuals, Krypton. You know,
well, even the story. It's so relatable, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you grow up on a world, you are the most different person in Smallville, and then you take it upon yourself to find out who you really are on a planet that you come to find out you're not even from. Right?
Yeah.
You come to find out that you see your family crest, you see an S, you grew up on Earth. What the fuck do you think you're gonna might call yourself, right? Like Superman. Right? Yeah. So you have these incredible things, but yet your foster family has told you have this gift, but you need to keep this side of yourself to yourself until the time is right. See, that's the biggest misconception about this film, is that people harp on it in that, oh, his parents were just trying to hide his abilities. It's like, yeah, no shit. He was a kid. That was the fucking point. He wasn't ready. That was the bigger picture and bigger point, was that his parents knew damn good and well that when the time came, when the world was going to need him, he needed to be ready to shoulder that.
Yeah.
And it was going to come with a lot of consequences too, because the parents knew that the world wasn't going to be a fair place.
No,
they knew exactly what they had to do when they found him, and they did it the best way they could. And honestly, people can fucking call the Jonathan's death clunky as all hell or whatever.
I like it. It's a beautifully crafted death.
Because it's not the heart attack, but it's in the same vein as the heart attack. It's literally he's telling you, no, you can't do this, because
he should have just super fast went over and got him. Somebody still would have been like, how did Jonathan get from there to there? Shut up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He did.
They establish even earlier in the film, like, Pete Ross saw your son fucking pull a bus out of the water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so
the point was already there.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. It is my favorite Superman movie of all time. And it's just the design of Krypton at the beginning, perfectly cast Zod. Michael Shannon fucking.
Can we talk about Krypton for a second? Because Krypton is more or less a lot of the influence behind Rebel Moon.
Yeah. And visually, Krypton looks beautiful.
Krypton looks fucking amazing. Like the detail that went into the creatures on that planet, the planet itself, the fact that they had, like, they honored the 78 movie by having it be underground, but kind of having it be well, no, it wasn't really underground. There was, what am I thinking of?
No, it had like a lot of it took place underneath those.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it did.
The way the surface looked was like some kind of had a bunch of crevices in it or something like that. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. All of that, the fact that the codex and how Jor-El had to get to it, all of that stuff is great, man. And one of my favorite scenes from the movie is right at the end where people say, Zack Snyder Superman doesn't smile. Big old smile right there for the credits pop up. Big old fucking glad to be here, Lois. Or great to be. He
smiles when he flies for the first time too.
Yes, exactly. But you know what? They can kick rocks with that shit, man. Yeah, but no, it's great. It's great. Man of Steel is absolutely phenomenal. And
one hundo.
I love that fucking movie too. So obviously we
and you know what? Best Superman suit in live action, bar none. Like,
I think I like the BVS suit just a little bit more.
Either or,
both of them are fucking they're both great. I think they changed some things when it came to some accents on the suit when it came to BVS, but at the same point, it's still fire. It's still a great fucking Superman suit. So,
and speaking of Batman versus Superman, that is my number 2. Again, like that film gave me one of the best, if not the best version of Batman in live action. I mean, sure, people can call him Punisher 2.0, whatever the fuck. It's like, well, then go ahead and call Michael Keaton's Batman a killer. Go ahead and call out Christian Bale's Batman because they killed people too. Yeah, that criticism means SFA to me as far as live action Batman goes, because it's a nothing burger. if you ask me. But truthfully, the fact that it worked into his story arc was the more beneficial thing for me, because it's like, oh no, this Batman is at the end of his wit. He's sick and tired. He's had 20 years of nothing but criminals after criminals after criminals. He lost a Robin. It's very much inspired by The Dark Knight Returns. You see at some point, like, if you know the story of how his Batman story was going to go, and beyond Zack Snyder's Justice League, it was very evocative of The Dark Knight Returns in certain respects, and it looks a lot like it. But even still, it's its own thing. And the thing is about Batman vs Superman is it takes a lot of big swings with the Dark Knight Returns story, but it kind of turns certain aspects around on each other. Like, for example, the conflict between Batman and Superman is quite reversed.
Yes.
Superman is the one who's being led as an outcast. Batman is the one hunting him. It's very, very much reverse of the book, because in the book, Batman's the outcast. Superman is the dog of the government hunting Batman. Doesn't really hunt him, but at the end, he's told by President Reagan, go take care of your friend in Gotham City. Whereas in this film, it's a little bit more nuanced in that Batman's like, I've done shit for the last 20 years, and it's amounted me a dead ally, a broken city, and now fucking aliens exist, and they caused that?
They caused thousands of people,
all bets are off. Gloves are off. I'm going full on military. This is how I'm operating now. And Alfred's looking at him like, sir, are you okay? Jim Gordon's like, why aren't you answering your fucking phone, dude? Like, what the fuck? Right? Like, and Batman's just like, nope, I'm angry. Fuck this. This is no more bullshit. I am done with the bullshit. And that's the thing about Batman is that even the opening line between him and Alfred, where Alfred goes, another phantasm, and throws the fucking paper on him. New rules. And Bruce just looks at him and goes, we're criminals. We've always been criminals. Nothing's changed.
That's one of my favorite lines from the movie, for sure.
And
he
even
says we're criminals,
Alfred. Dive deeper into the portrayal, like Ben Affleck, he got the psychology of both Bruce Wayne and Batman even before and after the reclaiming of humanity, after he's turned by Superman. Like, he understood just there is a dark sensibility to Bruce Wayne that he has to hide, that he puts on this very, very suave facade, which I really appreciated his suaveness. He was top notch. Just, and again, you could pick out any frame in this film, and I'll just be like, I'd want that on my wall.
No,
straight up.
Especially, I think I kind of do want to get it. I want a poster of when the Batmobile crashes at the gas station in Gotham, and they're both standing on it, and that shot of face to face, which is one of the best parts of the trailers. Right, when you saw it, it was like, do you bleed? It's like I can't say enough about it. It's just dope. And when you're talking about him, his Batman, like when he's blowing those dudes away, like the dudes have a Gatling gun shooting at him, and he tears up the back of that SUV, and everybody's, oh, Batman killed a person. And then Zack perfectly wake the fuck up. Like, like that's so. You know what? That's another thing. A lot of the haters, that made him even madder because he was unapologetic about, no, my Batman killed some motherfuckers. Wake the fuck up. We're in the year 2000 and whatever. Like, Batman killing motherfuckers. Like, shut up. Like, he's basically telling whoever it was to shut up. Quit damn holding on to your fucking 6-year-old morals of how Batman.
Pearls clutched.
Exactly.
It's like, it's just so funny to me that Tim Burton got a pass. He had fucking machine guns pulling out of the Batmobile and railing down Axis Chemicals.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, let me tell you something. Batman exists in real life. No fucking way he goes through his entire career defending Gotham without killing some motherfuckers. There's no way.
Or at the very least, they die by
the hospital
hapstance, or even just hapstance, or even just by being a fucking goon of the Joker or the Penguin, or whoever the fuck. Like, you are signing up to be a henchman for a criminal, and you know damn good and well you live in one of the most dangerous cities on the planet, and Batman lives in it. You really think this is a safe job? Fuck no.
Yeah, it's not. That just eats me up every time.
Like, there's a debate that any one of these three movies are arguably the best comic book film of all time, but I would just, to easy button it, I'll just say that it's the best comic book trilogy of all time.
Yes, I can agree with that. It takes, and it's also,
and really the foundation for it is in this movie.
Yes, yeah, and it's like, because that neither one of them, it's not like any particular movie in this trilogy is based on a book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's things taken from certain books and certain things, but it's not like when you kind of, if you look at, like, say for instance, you look at Captain America's trilogy, right?
Right.
A couple of those movies are based off previously published sort of material. They take the name from Civil War, fucking like, or the Winter Soldier when it comes to that. Like, it's Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Take some things from some books, but it's literally its own story of like how Zack wanted to tell the story of the Justice League and Superman in general. So, here's that, man. All right, man. Number one. You probably already figured what mine is because I hadn't even signed this.
Pretty effing obvious because I know what your number one is. You know what my number one is, but that's the question, right? Like, which one? And again, we've had this conversation before. Any one of his DC films, you could argue, is his best DC film. Yeah,
for sure.
And obviously, yours is Watchmen.
Yes, yeah. I already spoke about it a little bit. This thing, and it rotates.
Let me ask you this. Do you have obviously they're all great, but do you have a personal favorite actor portrayal character from this film? Because I go back and forth between
Haley.
Three.
Man. Jackie Earle Haley fucking kills that shit, man. He is. As a matter of fact, when I found out he was playing him, and I saw an actual picture, like you see him, and you're like, this is the book. Like he looks just like Rorschach.
He looks just like fucking Rorschach.
yeah. Him, I think Ozymandias is Mandeus, or however you say it. He's good. And he's I don't even know that actor. I hadn't even heard of him before this fucking movie. He's fucking kills that shit. Obviously, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fucking. Can you pick a more perfect comedian? I don't know how Zack picked this.
They're perfect.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like how
every single character is cast perfectly to who they are in the book.
You would think that, and they'll tell you the scene interviews. They've all read Watchmen. Patrick is Owlman. Yes. He said, hold on.
I really love that Matt Good's Ozymandias is actually, because it's the Watchmen movie, his attire is inspired by the fucking films in the 90s, i.e. Batman and Robin, because his shit has nipples on it.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
I love that because it's such a nice little nod to that era of comic book films. I'm like, oh, Zack. Yeah, love it. Also, since you mentioned the comedian, I go back and forth between Jackie Earle Haley, fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Billy Crudup as Dr. Manhattan. And obviously, Patrick Wilson gets an honorable mention, and of course Matt Good, but like those three dudes, they fucking carry this film, dude. With I would say Patrick Wilson also probably helps carry them too.
Yeah.
But then again, just the chemistry between all four of them is fuck me. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you add in stuff like Carla Gugino as Silk Spectre, the mother, perfect from the book. Like literally, like when she delivers some of those, especially the one where Manhattan transports the daughter to her apartment in Florida or whatever. The lines that she says straight out of the fucking book, I was like, bro, that delivery is fire. Yep. Like it's like when she looks at the little smut magazine and her daughter's like, that's gross, mom. And she's like, hey, or whatever she says to that. It's the reason I have it here right now is just because I watched this shit like 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's it's the perfect adaptation of a book that everybody for fucking decades said you can't make a movie about this. It's unfilmable. Zack said, yo, hold my beer, hold my blunt, hold my fucking water, hold all of this. Let me show you guys something. And it's a shame that which one was it? Was it the writer or the artist that didn't want anything to do with it?
Alan Moore. He was.
Okay.
But then again, he wants nothing to do with anything extensive outside of the comic.
Yeah,
he's an old crone.
Yeah, no, I got it. No, he's dope. Yeah,
it's unfortunate because I really like the book and I like Killing Joke a lot because man, he's a pretty wicked writer. I haven't read his Swamp Thing stuff yet though, but yeah, he's a wicked good comic book writer. It's just unfortunate that he's just fucking whacked. Yeah,
he's like, yo, this can't. But it's from everything from the costumes, visual effects. It's funny because I was reintroduced to the book in my first deployment. And you're over there, and this was in like 2007, bro. Like, we didn't know the internet wasn't like it is now. We didn't even know this movie was being made. Somebody just had the book, and I reread it, and I hadn't read it in probably 10 years. And I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like a month and a half later, I was like, you're not gonna believe this. There's a fucking movie of this shit coming out, directed by Zack Snyder. And I had like 6 dudes in my little room in Iraq watching this trailer. And as soon as the owl comes out of the water, just like the book, we almost all passed the fuck out because that shit looks so clean. We were like,
perfect. Yeah,
he's doing this shit. So, like I said, man, when it comes to these movies, it's like they're interchangeable for me, man. But like at this point, Watchmen is just so fucking good, man.
Yeah,
and I like the way it. I like anytime Zach can look the haters in the face and do these. When they said you can't film that, there's no way you can make a movie of that book.
This whole movie is him giving the finger to those fans.
Yeah,
straight up.
Is.
Like I love the scene where Rorschach is like he's in the bars. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Yeah. That's dude. And the intensity he delivers that shit with, you're like, I get chills, and I know he's about to say that shit every fucking time. This is also Drogo puts another good line. It was funny because when we had one of the meetups recently in Michigan to watch this movie for AFSP, when that line got delivered, everybody died laughing. Like we never heard it before. Like we said, oh yeah, he tried that with Rorschach. He dropped him down the elevator shaft. Like it's just hilarious, man. So yeah, that's my number one. I pretty much know what you working with number one, but I'll go ahead.
What am I working with on number one?
Hey,
what is
the only one you hadn't mentioned yet? Is this correct?
This little film right here. Yeah. I mean, this one's without a shadow of a doubt my personal favorite. I think Batman v Superman is probably like. I don't know. That's the thing. Like I go back and forth between like Man of Steel, BVS, and this the Snyder Cut, right? Like which one is the best of the three? And I'm just like, you know what? There isn't. There's just not. No, they're all great, but this one, this one's the real triumph, right? Like this is what hard work pays off means. Like this is a 4-hour epic. Like there's no other way you could have done a Justice League movie in any other capacity. I mean, Warner Brothers tried twice with Justice League Mortal, and then again with whatever the fuck they decided to put in the theater in 2017. Yeah, but this really does the idea of an ensemble superhero cast true justice, because you really have to not only lay the foundation somehow from 2 other films, but when you're bringing together 6 other fucking characters, when you're bringing 3 other people on top of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, then you have a fucking really tight rope that you have to walk while juggling 3 extra characters. Not extra, but you have a bigger ensemble cast to work with, and they're all from vastly different corners of the DC universe. I mean, Aquaman from Atlanta, well, typically from Atlantis, but this is, Aquaman before he's the king of Atlantis. You have Diana of Themyscira, who we got an origin with Wonder Woman, which was really nice, right? Then we got Cyborg and the Flash. Like 2 kids, 1 kid from Star City and another kid from Gotham, right? Like, these are the new next generation heroes that, Batman would have to look to in the event that he would fall. Like, if he couldn't save Robin, but now he has a chance to redeem the rest of humanity, and he can do it with other people who have those same means, and he can pass some kind of knowledge on to them, I feel like that's largely part of the reason why he took it upon himself to form the fucking Justice League after Superman died. Which in a lot of other iterations, Batman is a founding member, yes, but more often than not only is he, quote, a part-time member, but he's also quit. He's quit the Justice League on more than one occasion. He formed the Outsiders for a little while, but in this film, they put him at the forefront as the leader of the Justice League, and it is fucking incredible. It is one of the best creative decisions ever, and the fact that this film is rooted and inspired by Seven Samurai, and his role in it is the one gathering. Oh, dude, it is the absolute fucking most perfect parallel. And this version of Batman, this is the Batman that, people wanted to see in Batman v Superman, minus all the guns and shit, right? But even still, this is a fucking prime Batman who's talking to Gordon. He's fucking shooting parademons. He's fighting parademons.
Parademons, yes. Hand-to-hand combat with parademons. Right? Yeah.
Like, he's a little more seasoned after, witnessing fucking Doomsday. He's like, okay, if there's going to be aliens, I need to fucking up my game, because this shit is just getting out of control. And I love that. I also love Diana in this film, too. I love their relationship, and they're both just like, look, if this great evil is coming our way, we need to fucking do something about it.
Yes, yeah.
I love that. I love their chemistry in this.
There's no standing by. Yeah. Yeah,
I am a Wonder Bat stan. I'm just gonna make that clear here.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it already a little bit when it came through on my list, but yeah, it's good, and I think there's moments in this movie, the Flash going back in time to it's just Cyborg's character in the whole movie is just fucking dope. Ray Fisher kills that shit, as far as like the human who is. It reminded me of several Cyborg books I've read as far as his mentality of, people would say he's been blessed with that shit, but he feels like, no, this isn't a blessing. It's a,
if you've ever read any of the original Teen Titans run from Wolfman and Perez, they go over a lot of that. Like Cyborg, a lot of people look at Cyborg as this hero. They look at him as like some icon. They look at him as he's just a superstar. But when he's alone, when he's by himself, when he's just not around any other people, like he has that just like, I feel like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
They wrote him to have that, I'm never going to be the same. And it really is never going to be the same for his character. And that's why in this movie, you don't have the Teen Titans. He's a part of the Justice League now. Granted, you've also got the haters out there who are going to be like, yeah, that's a fucking Jeff Johns idea.
Yeah.
Lick my nuts, bitches.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say to that. But anyway, no, I think including him was a really smart idea because honestly, if anyone had a chance, if you could have done Martian Manhunter, right? You could have done another Green Lantern. You could have had any other character. But the fact that this version of the Justice League is so diverse, again, that's another plus because you've got a black superhero who's got he's a technovore. Like he's just and he's like one of the best too. Like he puts Iron Man to shame. Yeah. I love Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, but from a character standpoint, when it comes to like techno-based characters, Cyborg's always been my favorite.
Yeah. And Ray Fisher. And Ray Fisher killed it. Yeah, Ray
Fisher killed it straight up, and it was so great to see his story get put back into place and see it really played out. And the fact that they got the origin right, the fact that they had both of his parents there, it was really cool to see that character finally get taken seriously.
Yeah, for real.
After being a fan of him for so long.
Yeah, and same thing. And also when it came to just Cyborg in general, just like him being there, you have to hear that fucking that line they wanted him to say in the other one.
Yeah.
You go watch that. Yeah, no, it's a great it's a the thing is comic book film. First of all, it's what I'm saying. Like Zack Snyder's Justice League is like it's we already didn't talk about it. Like when it comes to comic book films, like this shit is it's at the top. What's up?
You touched on the Booyah thing a little bit, and that to me is in the same conversation as like the 78 Superman theme. If you expect these characters to just be carbon copies of things that have come before, I really feel like you're doing yourself a disservice in terms of being an open-minded person when it comes to superhero films, because that's just
and you're also doing these characters a disservice. If they can't evolve, they can't grow. We can't have a Superman without John Williams. His theme's dope, bro. Let me tell you something. Like I grew up on that shit, but at the same time, Hans Zimmer shit is fire, right? You know what I mean? Like it's they have to evolve, man. And I think this is the perfect justification. Even when it comes to something as simple as the Flash's suit being the way that it was, I love that shit. The first time I saw him, it looked like he really put that shit together himself. Like it, you know what I mean? Like he says he did.
And that was another one as a general comic book fan. When you think about, obviously before this film happened, or even before 2017, that was always something I wondered about. Was like, how are they going to make the Flash look in live action? Like, what does a live action Flash suit look like? Because obviously when you look at like Batman or Superman, there's tons of different designs that you can pull from and kind of mishmash them together and make something cinematic out of it. Whereas the Flash, that one's a lot more tougher, because predominantly in the comics, he's usually only just worn one suit with two colors on it. So how do you translate that to live action? I gotta be honest, like I actually like this suit more than the suit in the Flash movie.
Oh no, definitely. I like this suit better than the Flash movies. Now I remember thinking the last time I looked at the one in the movie, it didn't look as bad as I thought initially. it's like it's streamlined and it sort of had this look to it. But I definitely like the one in this one right here better than Oh, another thing I was gonna mention is like Ray's performance as Cyborg also hits because, and I know I got it. This isn't the first time an actor has to have worn pajamas while they're filming. He was the only one. He was the only actor who had to wear those pajamas throughout the entire shoot. Everybody else had on cool suits, and he had to fucking and he does a great job of fucking just killing that shit. Like, he said, going on. Yeah, the history. Zack Snyder's Justice League is fire, dude. It's a worthy number one on your list, on anybody's list, to be honest. If I'm so that's it, man. Yo, that's
I think honestly any one of the bigger ones you could look at, you could probably put it number one.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like
that. If you ask me next week, that shit might be BBA. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me personally, it just depends. They all hold such high regard when it comes to, in my mind, in my heart, when it comes to thinking about these movies. That's exactly what he dodged a bullet in the Flash movie. Yeah, no, So
he did.
So that's I finally did it. Was going to do this on like Monday or whatever, and then I had to, shit just ran amok, and I'm finally doing it though. Was counting on these ZACK movies ranked, and like I said, you could ask me tomorrow how would I rank them, and it'd probably be different. It's just this is how it is, man.
Yeah, I might fuck around with my ranking even after we get off here.
So, yo, real quick, man, before we bounce, man, let me ask you what do you think of Ahsoka so far, man?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah, that shit's fine.
I'm loving it. I look forward to it every week. A couple of my coworkers and I, we kind of get together and we talk about it I watch it first and then they get to it about a day or so later.
Then y'all have some conversations.
They're a little older than me. They've got families and stuff, and I completely respect their time and whatnot. So I avidly do not spoil anything to either of them unless they've seen it, and then we get the big discussion happening. But just overall, really loving it. I mean, it's not perfect. Like I feel like, you know, some of the music points are a little weak in certain spots. I actually wasn't a fan of the beat up ships they were using to fly around with the ring that the Inquisitor and Shin had. I was just like, why are they using beat up shit? Like, these are dark side people. Like, they should have some remnant of Imperial something. Like, not this janky shit. But you know, that's more of a nitpick than anything. But on like a character level, fuck, I'm loving it, dude. I love what they're doing with Ahsoka. I love what they're doing with Sabine. Yeah. Did you see the most recent episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they brought out Jason the Kid, I was like, oh fucking way, really? I was not in a bad way. I was like, oh no shit, he's here.
I think that got spoiled for me before I watched it. I think I saw I seen a picture. And I was like, oh man. But then like it's not really, it wasn't a big deal that it got spoiled. Like when he came up in the show, I was like, oh shit. The only knock I had, I don't know if you saw it, was the first episode. For like the first half of it, it seemed like any character who had a headdress on was sort of stiff. Their acting was sort of, because you know what I'm saying? Especially Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Like cause she has the, you know. But then it kind of faded at the end. By the end, and then the next two episodes, they're just fine with it. But for some reason, it seemed like her and Ahsoka both had sort of stiff movements when it came to just the way they were when they were doing their scenes and stuff like that. Other than that, the visual effects are fucking dope. I like the little callbacks. What's his name? Clancy Brown. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Actor played. He was in
he was in the show as his character who he played in here. Yeah. Cool.
I'm glad that he hadn't, you know, gotten too old to come back and do that, because that was pretty dope to see.
Yeah, this is also his second time playing a character in live action too, because he was one of the goons in Mandalorian season 1 with Bill Burr's character.
Oh yeah,
he was the guy with the horns.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's. Yeah, I just want to ask you because it's a good show, and I hope.
Did you see the amount of parallels in the first episode to Phantom Menace?
Nah, this is
okay.
Just
on a not only like a visual level, but like just think of a parallel kind of level, right? Like the episode opens with a rebel ship housing someone for the Empire, right?
Yes,
and you know. You have two Jedis who appear on the fucking deck.
Yeah.
How does Phantom Menace open up?
Yep.
2 Jedis open up on the fucking deck, and then they wind up fucking duking it out. Yeah. Right? That's exactly what happens in the Phantom Menace. And then they, they free Morgan Elsbeth, and then they talk about Ahsoka Tano. And then fucking that crawl, that red fonted crawl, was so dope. Yeah. And I had heard that the first episode was going to have an opening similar to New Hope, and I went, no fucking way.
Dude, yeah.
And then it did, and I was like, oh, fuck, Dave Filoni actually did it. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, for real.
Pristine. Absolutely pristine. But, like, the two not Jedi, the Sith, Ray Stevenson and oh, man, Ivana Sunk? No, I don't remember the actress' name.
Oh, I can't remember it either, yeah.
Shin Hati and fucking Baylan Skoll.
Baylan, yeah.
Oh, bro. They're just on a fucking rampage.
Yeah.
Honestly, their characters are okay. When I got the sense of their characters when they showed up, it's almost like, what if Qui-Gon Jinn trained Darth Maul?
Yo,
that's the vibe I get from those two, right? Because he's all like, calm, cool, collected. I'll do all the talking. She's all, I'm gonna fucking kill you, but I ain't gonna say a word.
Yeah.
And then later on in the episode, when she's sent to Lothal, she sends a fucking probe droid out, and it comes back.
Yes, I do remember. I was like, yo, this is straight out of
And then their lightsaber fight, straight up, she goes for the fucking chest, but she only gets the side.
Yo,
there's a lot of visual parallels there to Phantom Menace that I noticed, and I thought to myself, Dave Filoni really likes the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he is a fan. No, I like it. I just want to ask you, man, how you think about it so far. But I'm hope they can stick the landing, man. Just stick the landing.
I'm not worried. I'm really not worried at all. I'm taking the story as it comes, right? But even still, like I'm not really too worried. I feel like this is going to be a real winner. Honestly, if you think about where this film, where this story leads into, obviously the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
There's no way it's going to end on a good high note for Ahsoka. I mean, if you're introducing Thrawn and your plan is to do a movie that wraps all of this shit up, that to me says that at the very least, Ahsoka's going to end in some fashion where we're going to be like, what the fuck is going to happen next?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I'm kind of getting from it. And even in like the last episode, eerily enough, both Ahsoka and Sabine were dressed like Luke Skywalker from various different points in the Empire Strikes Back.
They were
visually. Ahsoka's wearing the fucking fighter outfit, and Sabine's in like the training outfit that he wore, in an outfit that is similar to the training outfit that he wore when he was on Dagobah. Yeah. And now that they're on that planet, and Baylan Skoll's like, go find him.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm kind of worried, dude. Because we only in the footage that we've seen Baylan Skoll and Ahsoka duke it out. Where the fuck are the other two?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. No, and also that action sequence when Ahsoka exits the ship when she's in, I'm talking about that's dope. I like that a lot.
Sick.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I was like, yo, she's outside. Yeah, so it's dope, man. I'm enjoying it.
I got a question for you then.
Okay.
Who do you think Merrick is?
Dude, I done seen so much shit I don't even. Who do you think it is?
Well, I got a couple theories. Probably not Starkiller, even though that'd be a really deep cut.
That would be fucking dope.
That'd be
but
fucking
like, I didn't know that shit. You said it yesterday, what in Canada. I was like, what the fuck? It's such a damn.
But here's the thing, right? Like, if you think about the Mandalorian narrative and how it predominantly deals with cloning, right? Emperor Palpatine was a clone. Okay, well, and even fucking Moff Gideon was fucking around with cloning.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Who are these people answering to? Thrawn. Because in Mandalorian season 3 finale, there was the Imperial fucking meetup, and one of Thrawn's cronies was there, and it's like, okay, so obviously the remnants of the Empire are dealing with cloning, right? That's something that is in their purview that they are experimenting with in this current timeline. Okay, hear me out. What if Merrick is a clone of Ezra Bridger?
Bruh. That would create because they're already looking for him. So
exactly, they're already looking for him.
Yeah,
but the other it's either him, it's either Ezra Bridger outright given into his dark side because he was trained by Darth Maul, or I doubt it, but if he turned out to be a clone of Ezra Bridger, that would be a nice fucking twist.
Yeah, it would. Damn, dude. Now I'm like fucking. And you heard his voice for the first time this past episode, and I was like, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There was a modulator there, so obviously they're paying really coy of who he is. But I will say a lot of his fighting is very evocative of Ezra Bridger's, even though he's using an Inquisitor lightsaber.
Which that was also a dope ass fight sequence right there.
Yeah, it was
on that bridge. Yeah, that entire thing was. They hadn't missed for me personally, like I said, except for like that thing. I was like, why are they moving so weird? But other than that, I think it's a great fucking show.
100%.
It's a great fucking show, man. So
Tuesdays are my new favorite day of the week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that shit. It comes on at 9 for me, bro. So I'm like, yo, it's better than midnight because I'm always
6 p.m. real time. Hope you heard that one, Joey.
He might still be here.
He might be.
But yo, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. We ain't had talked in a minute, man. That's why look how long, an hour and a half. I never go that long on a daily show, but
you're welcome.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We'll be in touch, bro. And everybody out there watching, appreciate y'all. See you guys
much love.
Monday, yeah. Also, no, you'll see me on Sunday. No, that's right. No amateur hour this Sunday. Oh, it's the replay comes back Sunday. So see y'all then.
Oh no, World's Finest is next Friday, huh?
Yeah, it's next Friday.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. But see y'all then. Phil, again, appreciate it, and see y'all later.